In 1954, things looked pretty bad for the brand. It had languished for years with less than 1% market share. And then, when it seemed things couldn't possibly get worse, they did. Dozens of independent studies were published linking the entire product category to major health problems. A failing brand within a doomed product category. Surely that was the end. It should have been. It should have been the end of the brand and the end of the entire product category. But it wasn't. In fact, the brand and the product category continue to exist to this day. In 1954, the brand's marketers made a desperation move, a Hail Mary pass. And it worked. In just 1 year, the brand went from having the less than 1% market share I mentioned to being the fourth most popular brand in its category. By 1972, it had become the world's #1 brand. And as of 2017, the brand had 40% market share in the United States, which is more than the next 7 brands combined. So, what is this brand and how did it change its fortunes so quickly and completely? I'll give you an audio hint. In 1924, the Philip Morris Company felt that women were an untapped market for cigarettes. So they introduced a new cigarette with a filtered tip, which was deemed ladylike. The brand of this new cigarette was Marlboro, and its slogan was "Mild as May." Marlboro was marketed exclusively to women, as seen in this ad, and this one, and this one. Marlboros even had a printed red band around the filter to hide lipstick stains. But Marlboro never really succeeded in the marketplace, and by the late 1940s, Philip Morris was seriously considering discontinuing it. But then the studies began to come in. In 1950, 4 independent studies found that a high percentage of lung cancer patients were also heavy smokers. In 1954, scientists at the American Cancer Society determined that men with a history of regular cigarette smoking had a considerably higher death rate than men who had never smoked. At the time, people erroneously thought that cigarettes with filters were healthier than those without. For that reason, Philip Morris saw an opportunity with their filtered Marlboros. The problem was that thanks to Marlboro's marketing, the public thought of filters as something girly. Even though men wanted to smoke what they considered to be healthier cigarettes, they were concerned about being seen smoking a cigarette that was marketed to women. Philip Morris went to legendary Chicago ad man Leo Burnett and tasked him with repositioning the Marlboro brand. Burnett observed that most filtered cigarette advertising, like this ad, made claims about the technology behind the filter, seeking to ease fears about the harmful effects of smoking through risk reduction. Burnett felt that this was the wrong approach. Making claims about the effectiveness of filters, he thought, furthered concerns about the long-term effects of smoking. So Burnett took a completely different approach. He chose not to focus on health concerns. He chose to focus on masculinity. Burnett experimented with ads featuring various macho archetypes that smoked filtered Marlboros, men like Navy officers, construction workers, weightlifters, sea captains, and cowboys. Research showed that the cowboys were by far and away the most liked by the public. So Burnett dropped the other manly figures and stuck with the cowboys exclusively. The new campaign featured cowboys in print ads and in television and movie theater commercials using the iconic theme music from 1960's The Magnificent Seven. The campaign was phenomenally successful. Marlboro was transformed from a brand teetering on the brink of extinction to the strongest cigarette brand in the world by far on the back of these cowboys who would later be known as Marlboro Men. The campaign was so effective that a 1990 study revealed that 90% of school children knew of the Marlboro Man. Initially, the Marlboro Men were played by professional actors, but beginning in the early 60s, the actors were replaced by real working cowboys, the most iconic of which was Darrell Winfield. 5 of the men who appeared as Marlboro men died of smoking-related illnesses. This earned Marlboros the nickname Cowboy Killers. One of the cowboys, Wayne McLaren, became an anti-smoking advocate in 1990 after developing lung cancer, citing his 30-year smoking habit as the cause of his illness. McLaren died at age 51 in 1992. Just before his death, his brother Matt made this television spot.
I used to love cigarette ads. The cowboy on his horse, rugged, independent. It was beautiful. Then the cowboy died, got lung cancer from smoking. His name was Wayne McLaren, and he was my brother. I'm Mac McLaren. The tobacco industry used my brother in ads to create an image that smoking makes you independent. Don't believe it. Lying there with all those tubes in you, how independent can you really be?
Leo Burnett was responsible for many iconic advertising campaigns, like Kellogg's Tony the Tiger, the Maytag Repairman, United's Friendly Skies, Allstate's Good Hands, the Green Giant, the Pillsbury Doughboy, the Keebler Elves, and many, many others. In 1954, Philip Morris asked Burnett to do the seemingly impossible, take a brand that had been marketed exclusively to women for 30 years and transform it into the very essence of masculinity. Tragically, Burnett succeeded beyond anyone's wildest expectations. I'm Jack Azut. Thank you for watching.